Grab a beer, hold on tight. I talk cricket and could go all night. How good's that? That's awesome. Thank you again, Chucky / Glenn. Okay, so just quickly, apologies for anyone who watched last night and between 2 minutes 45 and 3 minutes 45, there was no sound. That was the period where I gave the actual match result for those that like to get it early and then disappear. Apologies for that. I have learned my lesson to make sure that my microphone is charged, and I'm keeping an eye on the little green dot there that says that it's on, because if it goes off, what happens is apparently there's a minute between it and the microphone of the iPad picking back up. So there you go. Quickly, the match results for, again, those people that want to disappear. Today we had classics over 50s. Castle RSL Classics Division 1 played Mossman Wales. I've played, this is the third time I've played Mossman, and from what James, our regular skipper who didn't play today through injury, said he's been waiting 15 years to beat Mossman. I've never beaten him in 3 games, and today we still didn't beat them. Oops. We tried hard, gave it a good shake, and I reckon they are beatable. But anyway, as promised before the 2 minute mark, or in some long go video, Castle Hill on Mossman batted first, 9 for 187. Castle Hill were all out for 124, chasing. Mossman won by 63 runs. 1 minute 48 in, less add plus the intro, you've got your results, so you can move on. So that's it. Now let's get on with the show. Ta-da! Drums and stuff, you know. Before I go, so we've got a sponsor today. Today's match report is sponsored by G&G Finance. If you're captain, anyone in the club manager is unfairly levelling fines against you, or if you're just perhaps a poor fieldsman and are regularly dropping the ball onto the wet ground and making the seam wet and getting multiple fines, they can rack up. That can cost you money, and it's hard to have the money to pay in this day and age with expensive prices and inflation and low wages to pay for these fines. G&G Finance. If you need good, affordable rates to help you pay your team fines, contact Glenn and Glenn, because those boys will help sort you out. Okay, there you go. So that's today's plug. That's new. Having a sponsor is great. I haven't sent any money yet, but I've got let's be fair, a shit ton of fines for dropping the ball onto the wet ground. The things that you're not supposed to do. Today we played Mossman. A little bit of movement between grounds. We were listed to play at Kenthurst. Kenthurst didn't get covered. I assume that was because, I don't know, I thought there was supposed to be an A-grade game there on Saturday, but didn't get covered. We then were deferred to Fred Catt for the Cinto sort of backup ground. Obviously, the guys all want to play on turf, and understandably so. We did have Parklands. Apparently, was also like on the offer for us. So that was the groundsman thought we were playing Parklands, not Kenthurst. And if Kenthurst A-grade didn't play, that's why no one covered it. So I'm going to play Parklands at Barara. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what the sort of mix up with the turf, with the covers were. I think most of the grounds, including Barara and Parklands, they were trying to get the covers down Thursday before the storms came in, leave them covered Friday, and then Saturday go Saturday. I think they might have struggled to get them down on the Thursday and not come down on the Friday, so we've had storms come through. My understanding is the A-grade guys tried to play, didn't play for long, and found out it was a bit slippery and just wasn't playable for them. So they'd kind of pretty much abandoned it and didn't recover it. So it was abandoned for us. So after sort of originally being at Kenthurst, we then went to Fred Catt, we then went to Parklands, and come late Saturday afternoonish. The guys at Mossman had sort of said Rawson Oval that they have had been covered, was available. So we made the trek out to Mossman, and crackingly beautiful ground, I've got to tell you. It surprises me though. There's like this big, nice walk. It's like picket fences around it. It's a beautiful walkway. We got there a bit early. Well, our game was delayed a little bit because there was I think it was some teenage rep thing, whatever. They didn't have proper umpires, but they were really good players. So I don't know if it's some teenage rep game or whatever. They got started a bit late because a storm ran through this morning, but obviously their covers on, but then they had to get them off and let the ground dry a little bit. So we didn't start till a little bit later, maybe half an hour late. It gave us time to go for a walk around. Like there's beautiful ocean views, and there's some historic sites there, like some Scottish monuments and things. It's beautiful, and they've got a great little grandstand. They do have change rooms underneath because the juniors were on. We just set up on the hill, which was fine. The only thing they have is like a sort of electric scoreboard or something. They do have a manual scoreboard, but sitting up in the grandstand, it's a bit hard to see at times. So I don't know, maybe it's just they don't want to be modernised or something. But yeah, great place to go and play cricket. There's beautiful hills and under trees to sit, and people walking dogs around the outside. It was lovely. As I said in the beginning bit, Mossman are hard to play, hard to beat, not hard to play. They're a nice bunch of guys. It was always played in good spirits, and absolutely no dramas with the game itself. But they're a difficult team to beat. They're all consistently one of the top teams. I feel today we had a chance to beat them, and we were a couple of players short. So of our regular sort of had a couple of guys filling in. Greg Ward came up from Div 2s and played really, really well. Sarkis came and played for us, Sarkis Akel, who hasn't played. I think he played a game last year and doesn't sort of play a lot of regular cricket. But he come and had a run for us, and so it's hard to come when you've not been playing regularly. So thank you for those guys coming. But yeah, there's a couple of good batsmen that we're missing, probably an Aussie and JJ. And I think there was someone else that we're missing as well. So anyway, got there, got to play, won the toss, elected to bowl, which was probably the right conditions because there was still a bit of moisture in the ground and whatever. Do I go to the printed, the actual scorecard, or do I go to? Let's go to the photo of the actual scorecard. So bowling first, regular opening bowlers in classics are JR first up, followed by Tiny. Those guys set the tone brilliantly. They bowled so well today, and it was unfortunate just because the spell they bowled. It was unfortunate that we couldn't sort of get over for the thing. So JR ended up with 1 for 25 from 8. He's generally broken into two spells. The bowls up front, then bowls a couple of overs at the back. So he was sort of 4 off the first one, 1 off the next one, 4 off the next one, 2 maiden. 1 for 12 after 6. JR was, and I think he's bowled then a couple at the back. So 1 for 17, 1 for 25. Brilliant bowling. Just carry was good. The line was good. It was great. So you had him doing that. Tiny at the other end, as always. Tiny tends to bowl his full 8 out, and did brilliantly. I think 6 of the first over, but then it was like 1 for 8. This is the end of each over. 1 for 8, 1 for 10, 2 for 10, 2 for 12, 2 for 18, 3 for 22, 3 for 27. So after 8 overs, Tiny's taken 3, which is 27. So back to JR's wicket in the 6th over, which I think Tiny taken wickets prior to that. Yeah, he took one in the 3rd over. So Tiny took the first wicket, which was their number 1 opener, bowled. That end bowled a lot of people today, and I got an LBW there as well. So I staying down, but I had a couple of pop up as well. So I think it just depends on where you hit. A good end to bowl from, and maybe I'll go into a little bit more. Let's see where the world takes me, because I bowled from the other end first and then bowled this end, and this end was a much better end, well, at least from my figures. So yeah, Tiny grabbed the first wicket in the third over. So bowled one of their openers, 1 for 13 after 4. Really, really good start. I think Tony might have got the second wicket too, actually. Stevenson. Yeah, so Tiny's bowled the number 3 as well. That's right. They had their other opener was I don't know the guy. Burasdi they call him, but everyone was calling him Barra, so I'm not sure why. I think I have seen him, but he's not somebody I know. Good hitter. I couldn't bowl a decent ball to him all day. Had a crook back, poor fella. So I came out and batted for a little bit, and then sort of went off the crook back. Came back on a couple sort of wickets into the innings with a runner and batted really well. Got in the bank and then came back again after the bank. So ended up with 43 not out. Batted well, could hit a ball. I kind of wish he capitalised. There's the balls I bowled to him. He capitalised on the rubbish balls, the good balls he didn't hit. So it was sensible batting. Just there was a bit of a run out controversy, but I'm not going to go into that because I've realised that this is a public channel. So some of my opposition may watch these things. So I'm going to be nice to everybody. Hello out there, Chaos Boy from however many weeks ago. I hope you never watched this and realise who you are, or watch the report from back then. I think I said something about the kid calling me for wides yesterday too, so I'm going to probably stop doing that. Anyway, so Tiny got the second wicket, both bowled at that end. Tiny was, I think it was Don Cross saying, getting to kick in, and they were. I think the second bowl, the ball, the guy just left it. May have been that Tiny got all 3 of Tiny's were bowled, so it may be the second wicket or maybe the third one when the guy's just left it outside off and it's just jagged in and taken the stumps and the guy's just standing there going, shouldn't like that one. But either way, after 7 overs, 8 overs, 2 for 21, so they were less than 3 and over at that point, 2 down. 13th over, 3 for 39, so still 3 and over. This is a good bit. That would have been so bowled, LBW caught. I can't see this one here. I think it says Court Ward bowled Stanley. I think this was actually JR's wicket. Goulston. Yeah. Greg Ward up from Div 2. My old D reserve grade and D grade captain come up and played with us. First slip. The channel from JR was fantastic. Got an edge Greg at first slip, who's just snaffled it like a true professional. Never looked like dropping it. Great catch. So that had them at, as I said, 3 for 39 after 13 overs. 14 overs. That must have been the next wicket from Tiny, another bowled. So screwed the thing up. 14 overs, 4 for 43. We were well and truly on top, looking good, thinking we got these Mossman boys. But having said that, we've always also known that some of these sides that they're hard to beat for many years, they're hard to beat for a reason. I think 19 overs, 5 for 71. So let's count the 5th wicket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Moss. You got out to. That would be Stan, wouldn't it? Yep, caught Hungerford bowled Stanley. That was a really good ball. Stan came on. I think Stan's first 2 balls, and I will check it, went for 4. As any of us would do, your first 2 balls, you've gone for 4. You're starting to go, all over the place here. What am I going to do? Stan was struggling a little bit, but some words of encouragement from a lot of us. He went from 8 for his first over, ended up with 2 for 25 from 6. So went to 8, 2, 4, 2, 5, 4. So his stand bowling came out very, very well. So yeah, he got that guy caught behind by the skipper, and they at that stage were hitting drinks at 5 for 73. So we got Mossman on the ropes here. I think the Barra guy might have come in after that, came back after thinking about with the runner. This is kind of where it didn't go off the rails. We ended up getting them 9 for, but we just the run rate picked up a fair bit, and we struggled. So after drinks, next week it didn't happen till 6 for 111 after 28. So what's that? 23, 30, 40 odd runs in the 8 overs after drinks. They kind of accelerated a little bit. Who got the 6 wicket? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 was Hall. A bowl by Glyn. Glyn came on. Glyn bowled really well today, actually, too. So far we've gone JR 1 for 25 from 8 and Tiny 3 for 27 from 8. Glyn 1 for 18 from 4 overs. Was going for nothing, actually. 1 off the first, 2 off the next one, 3 off the next one with a wicket. So went none for 1, none for 3, 1 for 6 after 3 overs. And then went for 12 off his last over. So I'm not sure what happened there. So ended up with 1 for 18. I think that might have been back end stuff, which we kind of all struggle a little bit with. So that was, we're still going all right. I mean, 6 for 111 after 28, 7 for 130 after 29. Who got Rose? Who got Rose? LBW Akel. Sarkis came on, got LBW. After playing one game last year and not playing for a while, Sarkis came on, grabbed a wicket, 7 for 113 at 29 overs. There's 11 overs to go. They're only 113. We're thinking we're going all right here. We did know that Big Barrow was in the bank, and I think they had this other guy in the bank too. I think Turner, number 4, was in the bank because he ended up with 32. So we're doing okay. They kind of amped it up a bit there. So then from 32, and this may have been, probably was a fair bit to do with me, 29 to 33 overs. So 4 overs, they've gone from 113 to 150. So what's that? 37 runs in a few overs. And then we took the 8th wicket in the 33rd over. Who was the 8th wicket? Carvoso. Okay, so he's down the back here. Port Hungerford bowled Rose. So JR's come back on and taken a wicket. Yep, so that's all good. 150. 9 for 175 in the 38th. Number 9 was Turner, which I think, was a banker. Came back. I got him LBW for 32. My day was a bit mixed. It was a bit weird this weekend. Did okay yesterday too. Like I bowled 7 decent overs yesterday, but they just didn't feel right. Actually, I bowled 8 out of 9. It was only the last over that wasn't probably my best, but just didn't feel 100%. And today I was just struggling with the rhythm and things. The first end, I think I bowled 3 overs from one end, and was none for 19 after 3. Was getting wides and things, which I haven't done this year. I've been bowling pretty well. Came back from the other end, kept throwing me around just because he reckoned, and he was right, the length I was bowling was better from the other end. I was doing different things. So my last, I was still, at 1, 11, 12, so my last 3 went for 12 runs and I took a wicket. So ended up 1 for 31 from 6. So just on 5 and over, which is not disgraceful, to be honest, in this cricket. And some of the other guys sort of were victim of, Greg Ward was bowling really well. That was a victim of going after it at the end. Had a catch that didn't quite stick for Neck, and Neck that never drops them, so it just didn't quite stick. Sarkis 1 for 2 from the first over and 19 after the next one. So they were at a point where they were starting to go, and it was what it was. I kind of fronted my crap bowling and then bowled better towards the back end. Umdenard about, I don't know, you guys don't need to know what the insides of my head are, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Undone a bit about sort of what was going on, whether I'd bowled a few too many overs like the last few weeks. My body was tired. I think it's the opposite. Last probably 4 to 5 weeks, been going for walks in the morning, a few Ks in the morning. Nick's training 3 days a week, so I've been bowling with him Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays with his club. Bowling for a good few hours in the net. So I've been doing 3 days a week training. This week just gone, we didn't get there's a bit of sort of not flu, but people have just been feeling a bit coldy and fluey maybe this week. So we took a week off walking, and I didn't bowl anything in the nets either. I was just being lazy, to be honest. So I think feeling a bit flat this weekend was probably more of a victim of the fact that I'd not been doing anything. I've just been thought I'd take a week off. Sorry, I'll come back. I'll start again tomorrow. Anyway, look, quick bowling card. 1 for 25 for JR. Great bowling day. 3 for 27 for Tiny. Both of them from 8 overs. 1 for 31 from 6 for me, which is not disgraceful, but it's just not what I'd like. 2 for 25 for Stan from 6 overs. That's more of what I'd like. Only 6 runs less and an extra wicket, but yeah. Joe's was a big loss for us today. I don't know if it's new shoes, Joe's, or just couldn't find the rhythm. The last few games, Joe's has been a massive, big first change for us. Coming on off the back of Tiny, bringing the pace back on when JR sort of switches out as well at the other end. Joe's has been really good for us. He just couldn't get it right today, so none for 22 from 3. Glynn, as I said, 1 for 18 from 4. Sarkis, first over was fantastic. Second over, they kind of picked him a little bit. 1 for 19 from 2. And Greg bowled really, really well. I had the catch put down, unfortunately, but none for 17 from 8. Having said that, I think we had a couple of catches go down too today. I can't recall, and I'm not in the. Nick, I know I've already said your one, but I know I can say it to you because you dropped like literally 1 in 300 catches. So it's just a bad one. I think we had another couple go down. I don't know if they were easy ones. I can't quite recall. I don't sort of dwell on them. So, look, I think ultimately they ended up with 187. I think we should have possibly had them closer to maybe 150. So maybe 30 or 40 more than they should have got. I take some responsibility for that. My first 3 overs when I'm there to sort of shut up shop and try and stop them from scoring. I just couldn't get the length right. I was just too short those first 3 overs. So it was what it was. 187 again. I think 187 was still defendable on that ground. It was giving value for money, value for shots. I guess we see how we go. Let's hope they don't put as many people on the boundary and just play defensive cricket. Oh wait, that's what happened. Sorry if any of you Mossman boys are watching this, because I'm not going to say any bad things about people. But I don't know. It worked. It's made sense. It makes it hard for us to score, and we know we're chasing what we're chasing. Take time for a breather. 23 minutes in. Okay, batting probably won't take all that long, to be honest. Mick, who was the skipper today with Jamesy out with a hamstring injury after playing the 55 Nationals. Mick started off very, very well, ended up and got himself in the bank. So he was in the bank at 30. Both Ribs and Nectar were victims of, let's call it the Tiny end. Tiny had 3 bowls, and both of those were clean bowled. Ribs for 5 and Nectar for 0. That was probably a big body blow on the run chase, losing to 2 quality batsmen who we would ultimately like to have had in the bank with Mick. Was what it was. We went 7 after the first over, 11 after 2, and we were 2 for 13 after 3 overs. A good partnership there. Jose batted 4 and got 18. I'm not sure if that's the number of balls faced. 27 balls. I think it might be actually. Not sure if they do the. Yeah, it looks like they do dot balls. I'm not sure. I assume this is Ann's scorecard because it's neat and makes sense. Thank you, Ann, for scoring. Appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure. So Jose batted for 18 from 27 balls. We went from 2 for 13 in the third till 3 for 62 in the 18th. So that was a good partnership between Jose and Mick. Unfortunately, Jose also got bowled. I'm just going to go back to our scorecard for a second and look at the number of bowls and compare them, because this will tell you what the wicket was doing. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 bowls and 2 LBWs. So it's at 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 balls hitting the stumps. And for them, stop it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bowls and an LBW. So 8 out of 10. So that'll tell you what the wicket was doing. Just going through people. So yeah, Jose was bowled and 18. So another one that we didn't get in the bank. Stan, I'm not sure if these dot balls are right, Stan. If they are, mate, you struggled with the bat a bit today. 14 from 58 balls. I feel like Stan, like when I went out there, I was still umpiring when Stan came in. I thought, yeah, a few dots and then a 4. So it looked like you're sort of getting off to the start, but I feel like you may have, based on that, I think sort of Stan struggled to sort of get going today, which when you're looking, when you've got 8 out of 10 people bowled and the other side's got 9 or 6 out of 10, including LBWs, it's a tough wicket to get going on. So understandable. AB came in, bowled for 1. Tiny was batting well, hit some really good shots. Got a ball that just didn't get above his ankles. LBW for 11. It is what it is. JR batted really well. JR bats really well a lot late this year. Having a really good year, JR, with the bat and the ball. Today was the best I've seen you bowl this year. Batting 20 from 33. Can't ask more than that from your number 8. That's what I thought. Sarkis got the weirdest ball you'll ever believe. It bounced once and looked like it was going over the stump, so he left it and it just kind of fell and landed on the top of the bail. So, yep, bowled for a duck. Greg was run out for 6, chasing quick runs. Glyn batted at 11 with the intent to hopefully stick with the skipper. I think by the time Mick came back in, the kind of beyond the means of mere mortal man. We know Mick's a Superman, but even that was sort of beyond him. So, what's that say? 8 for 122. Oh, did we stop doing the scores at that point? Did we? 9 for 122. Mick was bowled for 124. Just trying to push the runway, but with 5 overs there, we needed 60 runs, so he's going to be pushing 12 and over. It's just not the ability of well, actually it is the ability of Mick, but just today not a wicket that's bowling that many people and going more. Yeah, which frustrates me with my bowling, because most of the stuff that the runs come off, I was bowling too short and they're just flat batting them, just slapping them through the offside because they were shit balls, or bowling down leg side because they were shit balls. When I started actually bowling full, it took me fucking 5 overs to figure out a bowl full out of 6. I'm seriously training this week, and I'm going to be trying to hit everybody on their toes. It's just bloody shat me today. Cranky with myself. That's good. That's cricket, right? If any of you, I'm sure the people will be going, oh, don't be hard on yourself, Snappy. If any of you are doing this report, you'd also be hard on yourself, because that's just what cricketers do, and golfers too, I believe, and probably every other sportsman. So yeah, today, tough day in the office. I'll take my eyes off now. Hour and a half drive each way. I enjoyed going to Mosman. It's great to play there, but yeah, so it's a later report tonight. Not sure I've got anything else to say. I might no new favourite cricketers this week. Let me have a drink. No new favourite cricketers this week. But if anybody's still sticking around, a shout out to the Wright family. Smeagol messaged me in the wee small hours this morning, which I got when I woke up, to let me know that from 2:45 to 3:45 minutes in yesterday's thing was blank, and I suspected it was because I saw the green light, which is still on, by the way. Was off when I finished. So I appreciate that from Smeagol. I assume you're at work, which is why you're up that time of night. Appreciate you letting me know the timing of it. That was good. And talking to Tiny today, Tiny was telling me how he'll be up tonight. He likes to wait for the match report and watch them, and he's a big fan of the match report. So a shout out to, the Wright family, but specifically Smeagol and Tiny today. I told Tiny today. If any of you haven't checked it out, check out Tiny's work queue. They got it sort of wrapped and done. It looks really, really good. So the Right Way Pest Management. There you go, boys. There's a plug for you. If anybody watching this needs some pest control, just ping me, and I'll put you onto the Right Way, who've got a really awesome looking truck. It's in Cronulla colours, but you can forget that. Sorry, boys. That will do, I think. 31 minutes. That's reasonable. I think there's no real exciting stories to tell about today, is there? I don't think. My favourite thing was Wardy's catch, seeing, because it flies off JR's bowling. So at first slip to take that catch, that was great. I know you dropped one a bit later and you'd be dirtying yourself, but to take one is fantastic. If you can take two in a match, then that would have been freakishly good. It was a weird ass wicket. It just died. So I don't know. Glad about it 12 today. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything else to say. I kind of feel like I want to, but I just got nothing. So let's go and listen to the exit song, and remember G&G Finance, or for all your fine needs. Thanks, guys. So there you go. That's our day. That's enough from me.